Hi, I'm Nancy O'Neill and welcome to Suncoast FYI. Today we check in with the latest at the Sarasota Opera, plus a huge milestone for the Sarasota Music Conservatory, and we hear from a local filmmaker about the Sarasota Film Festival. Sarasota Opera just wrapped up an incredible season, but they have exciting events happening all year round. And here to tell us more is Executive Director Richard Russell. Wonderful to have you back.
Thank you for having me.
It's amazing how quickly a season goes by, but your 60th anniversary season.
And it was a great, exciting season.
Oh
we
my
had
gosh.
a lot of activities and great performances. We're really happy with the way it turned out.
What were some of your favorite highlights?
Well, our productions. We had 4 great operas, all of them were very well received. Great performances. It
Amazing
was really great fun.
performances.
Well,
Yes,
thank you.
yes.
Thank you. It was great fun.
Well, but what else? I mean, what are some of the things that people would not necessarily know unless you were to tell them?
It was, well, first of all, we had wonderful casts for all of our operas, and they
Yes.
came together so well. We did have some challenges this season. We had a bout of flu that went through the company.
Oh, dear.
And so one of my jobs as executive director is to announce cast changes during a performance or before a performance.
Yes.
I was on stage a lot.
You
this
were.
year.
I did see you.
Because we did have to announce a few cast changes. But luckily we have well-prepared understudies. Everybody has an understudy and who's ready to go on if they're needed to be.
That's
and
great.
they were all of the very highest quality.
great.
So it was a great season.
Now, can you tell us who you were and what production? So, because people wouldn't have recognized you. I didn't recognize you.
I hope not. I was the emperor in Turandot. I played Turando's father, and there was a scene, the second scene of the second act, where there's a big staircase, and at the top of the staircase is a very old man seated in a big gold chair, and that was me.
And you looked great.
Well, thank you.
Nobody would have recognized you.
Had a big, wonderful costume. People were envious of my costume.
Yes.
I had a wig and beard and a wonderful headdress, so it was great fun. I have not sung in an opera before. I was an opera singer, but I've mostly retired now. I haven't sung in a performance for almost 20 years now,
See?
and so it was great fun for me to do.
And you still got it.
Well,
Bravo. So are things quieting down now, or are you gearing up for something
to
else?
some degree. The Opera House is very busy with a lot of other events. The film festival is there, La
Yep.
Musica, the
Yes.
Chamber Music Festival. But we actually have one more performance. On May 10th, we have a concert. 3 singers with piano in a concert that we're calling Opera Composers in Song. And these are songs written by some of the composers of the great operas that are not from opera. So these are other kinds of music that they wrote.
Like
and
what?
there's some wonderful pieces. Like, for example, there's a great piece that I think a lot of people would recognize called La Danza. And it's by Rossini, who wrote The Barber of Seville. But it's not from an opera. It's a wonderful piece with great piano part and it's almost a sing-along kind of piece. There are other wonderful songs. There are a couple of songs that were written by composers like Puccini, and then he turned them into arias for his operas and later on. And then there's some great songs just by Mozart, we have some Russian pieces by Tchaikovsky and Rachmaninoff, and we have 3 wonderful singers, Elizabeth Trudent, Matthew Vickers, and Marco Nistico, with a great pianist, John Spencer, who will be playing for them.
Okay, and when is this?
This is on May 10th.
In the afternoon, or is it
It's in the evening at 7:30 at the Opera House, and
Okay.
tickets are reasonably priced. They're just $15 to $45, and
That's great.
It's
and it's such an intimate venue anyways. I
Right.
mean, they're all great seats. So I really enjoyed visiting the Opera House. It's just lovely. It's intimate. When was it built? And has there been a lot of renovations to it?
Yes, and I've actually preparing for our 60th anniversary season, I've done a lot of research on the Opera House and the company. The theater was built in 1926, and that's a well-known fact. A lot of building actually in Sarasota dates from 1926, but it has morphed over the years. It was originally a vaudeville and movie house. There were some live performances. Elvis was there, Tommy Dorsey, the Ziegfeld Follies. Then by the 60s, it was just a movie theater. We bought it in 1979 and renovated it to become the Opera House. And then in 2007, we did a $20 million renovation of the entire building, just a gut renovation.
Wow.
Took it to the walls and rebuilt it just so it could be back to its wonderful glory.
And it is. It is. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. So after the performance on May 10th, are there things that our regular year-round residents can enjoy?
Yeah, a number of years ago, we launched a summer movie series. We figured that it was actually spurred by an experience I had during the film festival. I was sitting in a performance at the Opera House and seeing what a great movie theater it was, and of course that's what it was built at.
Yes.
So we started a series where we show, on alternate Sundays, we show films of opera and ballet performances from around the world. And then on alternate Friday nights, we'll be doing classic movies. So we have great movies like Dr. Zhivago, American in Paris, Rear Window, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. So I think it's just a great way of using the Opera House for our year-round community and making it available. I mean, we still have to pay for the air conditioning during the summer, so we might as well have people in there.
Yes, I agree. Now, what are the price range of those tickets?
The opera and performing arts films are $20.
Mm-hmm.
The classic movies are $12.
Great deal. Great deal. Now, with all of that said, when does the fall season start?
November 1st is our next opera performance. It's Verdi's Rigoletto, one of his most popular works with the great quartet. And it launches our fall season, which will also include our youth opera production of Brundabar.
Okay, and when does that start?
And that will be November, I think it's 15th and 16th.
Okay, and viewers can go to your website and find all this information.
SarasotaOpera.org.
Awesome. Thank you again for being here, and I look forward to the May 10th performance.
Thank you for having me.
Just ahead on Suncoast FYI, we learn about a milestone in musical education on the Suncoast. The Sarasota Music Conservatory has been educating local students for a decade, and they are celebrating with special musical performances and more. Here to tell us all about that is co-founder and CEO Lana Cambis. Did I pronounce your name correctly?
Nearly. Lena.
Lena, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Nice to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Tell us about the Music Conservatory. Did you start it 10 years ago?
We did. My husband and I, Sean O'Neill, and I co-founded it in 2008. And back then we had a thriving violin studio together, and we felt strongly that our students deserved even more than just private violin lessons. So we decided to look at the European conservatory format, which is how I grew up and where I got my music education from. And we loved envisioning a platform for students in Sarasota to be able to meet other students like them, meet other instrumentalists as well. So we organized and we asked some of our best friends and colleagues in town if they wanted to join forces with us and form a music school. So at this point, we offer private and group music lessons in most instruments for all ages and levels. And we basically offer way more than lessons. Our goal is really to emphasize on the fact that there's much more to learning an instrument. So, for example, we offer group classes such as solfege. Solfege is ear training, theory, and we offer these classes weekly for our students. So then they have a means to reinforce their how to learn a song,
So are they listening to other students, or are they?
They're singing, they're sight singing, they're learning how to read music, how to recognize, what they're hearing, for example. It's a really global approach.
Okay.
Then we offer chamber music lessons. We offer outreach concerts. So they have many, many performance opportunities throughout the year. Every couple of months, we take them and we organize a little concert, and we take our students to rehab centers, nursing homes, and they perform for their residents. The other things we offer are workshops throughout the year, and during actually the past 10 years, we've created so many programs, and I'm super proud of what we've done, and especially what we've offered the students. For example, we took over 25 students to France and Italy for summer festivals, and we also
You collaborate with other art organizations
Yeah,
too,
we do.
right? What do you do there?
Well, for example, if you come to our facility, you will enjoy artwork from students from the Ringling College.
Really?
And yes.
Oh, how lovely.
Yeah.
I work there, you know.
That's right, that's right. So we have quite a bit of work, and anybody is
That's
welcome
great.
to come in and
Okay.
enjoy their work.
Okay.
We also collaborating for the second year in a row with the Sarasota Ballet Conservatory. We have a student string quartet that is performing with them in their showcase, and they will actually probably showcase as well during our celebratory event.
Okay, and what is that all about, your 10th anniversary? That's amazing. Tell us about that.
So we came up with the idea of celebrating our students first and foremost. So we will have, it's going to take place at the Beatrice Friedman Symphony Center, the Sarasota Orchestra's home. And we will have from 1 to 4 p.m. on May 19th, it's a Sunday, student performances. Short little concerts, so people can come in and go, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And no need for ticket reservation, it's free to all.
That's lovely.
And
That's lovely.
after that, at 5 p.m., we have Faculty and Friends concert and reception. That's going to be basically some of our renowned faculty. Daniel Jordan, concertmaster of Sarasota Orchestra, is on faculty. He will be performing alongside his students. Also our friends and colleagues will join us. And
that's all on May
19th.
May 19th.
At
From what
5
time?
p.m.
5 p.m.
That one's
Okay.
at 5 p.m. And right after, we have a great end of the day party reception with Matt Bokalik Jazz Trio, who will entertain us, and we'll have a champagne bar and
this is all
catering.
complimentary?
No.
No, that is
That
not.
5 p.m.
Okay.
concert and reception is $100 per ticket. $75 is tax deductible. As I said, we're not for profit, and we basically hope to reinforce our scholarship fund through our fundraiser.
Wonderful. Now, where can our
efforts.
viewers go to get tickets for that lovely party?
On our website, SarasotaMusicConservatory.org, and it's right on the front page. You have a link to our PayPal, or any information is there.
And where are you physically located? Where do you give the lessons?
We are located on Main Street, right downtown, which is very important to us to be in the midst of the local arts organizations, 1693 Main Street.
Okay.
And
And are you open 5 days a week? What are your hours
we're open
like?
7 days a week, and we're very, very flexible. That's the beauty of being a small organization. We have very flexible faculty members, and you can have a lesson at 7 p.m. on a Sunday if
that's your only time allowance,
yes,
right?
that's right.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here, and I'm sure all the students are looking forward to these performances, and thank you for all your hard work.
Thank you so much for having me.
Next on Suncoast FYI, we get an inside look at a film that premiered at the Sarasota Film Festival. The Sarasota Film Festival showcased beautiful films and incredible stories just last month, which included several local filmmakers who were able to showcase their work. And today, we have one of those filmmakers, and here to tell us about her short film, 6 Degrees of Sarasota, is director and producer Alex Redman. Hi.
Hi, Nancy.
I saw your film, and it was just amazing. It was just amazing. I mean, we've all had these incidents come up, but your 6 Degrees of Sarasota was about people who knew each other from decades ago and reconnected here. So please tell our viewers who were unable to see it or unfortunate enough not to see it all about your film.
Well, thank you, Nancy, and I'm very glad that you came to see it. It was an amazing experience because what I realized, having lived in 5 countries and been to far more, speaking 3 languages, was that after moving to Sarasota following 9/11, I kept bumping into people that I knew from my past. A woman that I knew from Tokyo, Japan, that I went to middle school with 37 years prior.
How did you meet her?
All without the help of social media. I walked into her store, Asian Art on Fruitville Road, with a camera for, you may remember Donnie G had Blab TV. He said, go out there and shoot this promo for me. So I went in there, her child was speaking Japanese. So I said, Nihongo wa karimasu ka? And her child looked at me and said, you speak Japanese? Then her mother said, did you live in Japan? Yes. Where? Tokyo. Where? Roppongi. Where? Turns out she and I were very good friends. We went to the same school together.
I have goosebumps. I do.
It was so funny. And then she brought another young woman to a little project that we did. And the woman looked at me and said, Alex, is your last name Redmond? Did you live in New York? Did you cut hair? Did you work
at... Oh, my gosh.
She used to have green dreadlocks. Now she owns Kimmy B Salon in Gulfgate.
Oh, my gosh.
And the woman in my spin class whose uncle, by marriage, wrote a musical drama that my mother was in London in 1940.
Oh, my gosh.
So I believe as an only child that we have to reach out for those connections. It's so important to talk to people because we are all connected. And as an only child, I crave those connections, and it's served me well.
Oh my gosh, they're heartwarming, and they're just so, they bring so much more to your present and your past.
Yes.
Right? Now, what were some of the challenges that you found making the film, Alex?
Well, part of the challenge when you're reaching back decades is trying to find what we call in the film industry B-roll. So you're not just interviewing people with a talking head. If somebody's talking about a yearbook in Japan, you have to track down that yearbook and actually show those beautiful photos. I was actually able to track down the newspaper article on my mother from 1940, appearing in Mark Blitzstein's The Cradle Will Rock. She was the star in England, and they were very good friends with this, and this was from an 85-year-old woman that takes my spinning class, Sonia Davis. Unbelievable.
Okay.
So I would say B-roll was one of the challenges.
Sure.
And then the other thing was we needed something to go underneath it like music. It wasn't really a challenge, but it's about communication as a filmmaker and as a journalist. You have to communicate. So I didn't know what to do about music, so I asked Darcy Allen of Darcy Allen Trio, a beautiful jazz musician here in town, if she would want to come in on the project. She said, no, but my son was. What are you looking for? So I said to her, whimsical, it needs to smell like Siesta Beach, and it has to also think of reuniting relationships. So a little melancholy, but hopeful. And her son, in one take, came up with this music, and I heard it. He sent it to me in the phone, and I listened to it in an instant message and a text.
Wow.
And I said, that's it. And we ran it throughout the film.
And the film was 12 minutes.
The film was a little over 12 minutes. Unbelievable.
So who else worked with you on the film besides the music person?
Well, actually, it was two other journalists, and one of them had worked with me here at SNN, and then the other one and I had worked together in another venue. So we'd all worked together, and the teamwork was really important, and trying to get the women all on board. So, but we did it with a budget of zero, which is very unusual.
Yes. Well, then that's what you have to do. I mean, sometimes you have to do it. So that might be one of the things that you suggest to possible filmmakers out there. Do you have any other suggestions for somebody who's looking to make a film? What would you suggest to them as they enter that kind of market?
That's a great question, and I would suggest that since everybody has a cell phone nowadays, there are many film competitions that require you to use maybe an iPhone or an Android. You can go out there and you can actually make a film on your phone, but I would suggest do your outline first, write your script, cast it, and make sure that you have good people working with you that are a cohesive team, but also creative enough that they'll put forth their ideas and fight for your ideas. Hash it out and then go shoot it.
Okay. Now, social media, I'm sure, played, as you said, a large part in what you do and what we do.
Yes,
to
now.
connect. So what do you want people to take away from that? I mean, how can they, reconnect with friends and maybe have their own experience?
I think that the way to do it now is with social media. Of course, we all connected without the use of social media, but since then we've had many, many people come forward. What I would say is, particularly for people that live in Sarasota, just put it out there, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and tell them to reach out to you if they knew you somewhere else, and you'd be amazed.
Okay, where can our viewers see your film if they'd like to?
Well, people can actually reach out to my Facebook page, which is fine, which is Alex Redmond.
Okay.
And unless you are a serial killer, I will probably friend
Okay.
you. And we also have one that's going up this week, which will say 6 Degrees of Sarasota.
All right, great. Thanks for being here, Alex, and congratulations. It was fabulous.
Thank you.
After the break, we have some exciting events to look forward to this weekend. Coming up this weekend, the Siesta Key Sand Sculpture Contest. This contest is open to all ages and takes place on beautiful Siesta Key near the pavilion. The event takes place Saturday with registration starting at 8:30 a.m. Plus, celebrate Cinco de Mayo at Reina's Taqueria. Enjoy special deals on authentic Mexican food. Tacos, guacamole, and $5 beers. You won't want to miss it. Reina's Taqueria is located at 932 North Beneva Road. If you would like to promote your community event on Suncoast FYI, we would love to hear from you, and this is a complimentary service. Please call our producer, Andrea Chu, at 941-361-4651. To view previous episodes, go to snntv.com. I'm Nancy O'Neill, and we'll see you next Friday on Suncoast FYI.